Hello everyone, I am Daniel Flavio and this is Apex from the Field YouTube channel. Today I will show a simple trick that makes dashboard pages much easier to maintain in Oracle Apex using a jQuery selector in a dynamic action to refresh multiple regions at once. Refresh one region is easy. One button, one refresh action. The problem starts when your page becomes a dashboard. Multiple charts, reports, KPIs, all correlated to the same filter. So let's get started. Okay, I'm here. I am with my workspace and I'm going to create a new app. I'm going to call this app Dashboard Multi-Region Refresh. Let's type the name here. Oops. Dashboard Multiple Regions Refresh. Okay, let's create the application. So first, we're going to add 3 page items and a button. And these page items will be our filters. So let's edit the home page, page 1. I'm going to create the page items. Let's create the first page item. I'm going to call P1 region. And this page item will be select the list. I'm going to set the list of value is going to be this SQL query here. Okay, let's add the second page item. It is going to be date from. I will set the type as date picker. Here we go. And we're going to configure the default value as an expression. Sys date minus 30. 30 days ago. Let's create another page item. I'm going to call date 2. This is going to be date picker 2 and default value. I'm going to set the type expression sysdate. And let's finally create a button below. This button I will call btn apply. Apply filters. I'm going to set this button as a hot button, and the action behavior, under behavior, I'm going to set the action defined by dynamic action. Finally, I'm going to set start new row to off. Let's run the application. Log. So here is our filters. I miss one configuration here. I want to set the new value, the new display value as all regions. Okay, let's run it again. That's awesome. So these 3-page items will be our filters, where the users can select the region, Africa, Asia, Central America, and so on, and the date from, date to, and finally the user can apply the filter. So let's add one region here. You add a region below. I'm going to call this region sales per country. I'm going to set the type as interactive report. The source is going to be a SQL query, and let me copy the query here. Okay. And I'm going to set the page items to submit. All the page items created before. Okay. And we're going to create a dynamic action in my apply filter button. I'm going to name refresh regions here. And the true action is going to be refresh. And for affected elements, I'm going to set selection type as region, and I'm going to select the region I just created, sales per country. So every time the user clicks the button apply, this region is going to be refreshed by the current value of the page items filters. So let's see. Okay, so I have the region, all the countries being listed here at screen. I can now select some other region, and the apply filter will update the interactive report with the filter selected. That's another example here. The value is changed. Okay, so as a dashboard, this page can have multiple regions with different data being showed. So let's create another example here, another region. I'm going to create a region below, and I'm going to call this region KPI orders total. KPI or orders total here. In this region is going to be a cards region. I'm going to configure its source as a SQL query. The SQL query here. I'm going to put the page items here. Okay. Finally, I'm going to set the title as orders total. Okay. And the subtitle is going to be orders total. Okay. And let's create another region here. name it sales per day. Per day here. And this is going to be a chart. And the location, I will set local database, SQL query, and the query is going to be this one right here. Oops, I'm trying to copy and paste. Okay, the query is fine. Let's configure some items here in the page items to submit. There's going to be a line chart, and we're going to have a time axis enabled. The series I will call sales, and the source is going to be the region source. The label is going to be the day, and the value sales amount. And finally, the x-axis is going to have the date median format. Okay, let's save and let's run again. Okay. So now I have the orders total and the chart sales per day here. If I change the filter, let's apply the filter. You can see the orders total and the chart is not updated. So let's fix this. Going back to the app builder, page designer, and what we have to do. We have the apply button with the true action defined to reflect the region sales per country. We can add more true action here, that's right, but it's not the best approach. Once this dashboard page can have multiple charts and multiple KPIs, we have to find a way to update all those regions in a best way, in a best approach. So in order to do that, we're going to use the jQuery Selector in the dynamic action. First, we need to edit each region here, and under appearance, we're going to set these CSS classes. We're going to create a class. You can give a name to class that we are creating, and I'm going to set this attribute to all regions. So let's move to KPI orders region and set the same CSS classes here. And finally, the chart. And we're going to edit this refresh through action under the button apply. Instead of selection type region, we're going to use jQuery Selector. And in this field, we're going to set the class we just created. We have to put this dot before, and then the name of classes we set in the regions of our page. Okay, so this time when the user clicks apply button, all this region is going to be updated. Let's see. Let's set Europe, apply filter, the orders total changed, the values of the chart also changed, and in one refresh action, all the information from all regions is being updated under this sample trick. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we see in the next video. Thank you for watching.